Okay, I'm gonna talk about bipolar for a second. So I've got these two different takes on bipolar and how to kind of work with it, because it can sometimes feel like it's the curse to never be able to actually get anything productive done. You know, I could do this, and between this and this, and I'm like this, and I said like this really feels like that curse part of like the bipolar of why I've never been able to be successful is because I'm constantly just either overthinking or spinning myself out. And I'm like, man, I'm struggling. So what's today gonna be like? I haven't been able to snap out of this.
Okay, so I just real quick want to acknowledge what a lot of you are probably screaming at the phone. And yes, I understand that what I'm describing is not actually bipolar, it is ADD, or, you know, if you're not a millennial, ADHD. So the reason I don't really differentiate too much between bipolar and ADHD, the two different things I'm struggling with, is one, I'm just now learning how to kind of separate those. And two, my ADHD is very dependent on the bipolar. So if I'm depressive, I'm not going to be struggling with ADHD. I'm going to be very focused. If I am base, depending on where in that kind of spectrum of base, I also have the potential to be very focused. And so if you look at the spectrum in a very loose sense, like the bottom 50% of that spectrum, about somewhere halfway in base, all the way down into depressive, I'm going to tend to be focused or even like hyper focused. And I'm not typically thinking, oh, I'm super hyper focused right now. This is ADHD at work. I'm just thinking, oh, I'm focused. I could actually do some stuff. And then that top half of that spectrum is going to be just hyper distracted, struggling to focus on any one thing, get anything done. And so, yes, I get that that's technically ADHD, but that works in conjunction with my bipolar. And so it's only until recently I've started really recognizing and calling out the difference of those. It also works kind of hand in hand. And so just to clarify, yes, you could be ADHD and not have bipolar and experience exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm still kind of talking about in the bipolar, because that is kind of for me how it kind of lines up and breaks down. So hopefully that clears up a little bit. Leave your comments, you know, your experience, you know, ADHD, bipolar, whatever. I'd love to hear some about your stuff. I like hearing, you know, because so right now it's mostly just like I have my life to go off of. And so when I hear how it affects others, I've started getting comments and responses to some of these bipolar videos. It's kind of encouraging to be able to hear others' experience. And then there's times where like you can say something that encourages or educates me, or vice versa. I can turn around and do the same thing for you.